Construction work, no matter the type of work that you do, is a dangerous task. When you add the hazards of vehicle or traffic, it becomes that much more dangerous. From 2003 to 2017, 1,844 U.S. workers lost their lives at road construction sites, averaging about 123 deaths a year. Unfortunately, that's not what the public is most concerned about. People are concerned about the effect traffic roadside construction has on their commute. And so, construction workers and companies do their best to temporarily control traffic in construction zones so everyone can get to work on time while also trying to keep themselves safe. Hi, I'm Arthur with Arthur and Hansen, and in this video, we will cover the fundamental principles of temporary traffic control. When the normal function of a roadway or a private road open to public travel is suspended, due to construction work for example, temporary traffic control planning provides for continuity of the movement of motor vehicles, bicycle and pedestrian traffic, transit operations, and access to property and utilities. The primary function of temporary traffic control is to provide for the reasonably safe and effective movement of road users through or around temporary traffic control zones, while reasonably protecting road users, workers, responders to traffic incidents, and equipment. Talk about a tough task, huh? Perform construction work while providing methods to ensure vehicles can still pass through the work area while protecting everybody involved. Think about that the next time that you drive through a construction zone with slow or stopped traffic and you get angry because you don't have time to get your double shot caramel frappuccino from Starbucks. I'm kidding. Not really. Temporary traffic controls conditions are constantly changing and are usually unexpected by the road user. This creates an even higher degree of vulnerability for the workers and incident management responders on or near the roadway. But at the same time, the temporary traffic control zone provides for the effective completion of whatever activity interrupted the normal use of the roadway. Consideration for road user safety, worker and responder safety, and the efficiency of road user flow is an essential element of every temporary traffic control, from planning through completion. Two coexisting objectives of temporary traffic control are the efficient construction and maintenance of the highway and the effective resolution of any traffic incidents. For a temporary traffic control zone to achieve these objectives, there are fundamental principles that must be established. Chapter 6B of the California Manual of Uniform Traffic Control Devices, or MUTCD for short, lists 7 fundamental principles of a temporary traffic control plan. So I suggest you go and read it. What's that? Oh wait. That's why you clicked on this video, to hear me tell you what they are? Well, I guess I can cover those for you. Real quick before we move on, please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It'll help us so much. And back to the video. So, the 7 fundamental principles of effective temporary traffic control are: number 1, general plans or guidelines should be developed to provide safety for motorists, bicyclists, pedestrians, workers, enforcement/emergency officials, and equipment. When developing these guidelines, consider the basic safety principles governing the design of permanent roadways and roadsides, and implement those principles to govern the design of a temporary traffic control zones. Also, a temporary traffic control plan, in detail appropriate to the complexity of the work, project, or incident, should be prepared and understood by all responsible parties before the site is occupied. Number 2, road user movement should be inhibited as little as practical. We want the road or highway that we're working on to be user-friendly to the public. To do this, here are some considerations to keep in mind. Temporary traffic control at work and incident sites should be designed on the assumption that drivers will only reduce their speeds if they clearly perceive a need to do so. But with that in mind, reduced speed limits should be only used in the specific portion of the temporary traffic control zone where conditions or restrictive features are present. But try to avoid frequent changes in the speed limit and reducing speeds by more than 10 miles per hour. A reduction of speed of more than 10 miles per hour should only be used when required by restrictive features in the traffic control zone. With that, be sure to have additional driver notification of the required speed reduction. Some more considerations for inhibiting road user movement as little as practical include avoiding frequent and abrupt changes in geometrics such as lane narrowing, drop lanes, or main road transitions that require rapid maneuvers. Do your best to schedule work in a manner that minimizes the need for lane closures or alternate routes while still getting the work done efficiently. This can be a challenge, especially on roadways with high volumes. So consider working at night and or during off-peak hours. Also, be sure to provide adequate access for bicyclists and pedestrians, including those with disabilities, for safe passage through the work zone, which naturally brings us to the next principle. Number 3, motorists, bicyclists, and pedestrians should be guided in a clear and positive manner while approaching and crossing temporary traffic control zones and incident sites. This can be done through adequate warning, delineation, and channelization in advance and through the temporary traffic control zone or incident site by using proper pavement markings, signaling, and other effective devices. And in zones where flagging procedures are used, positive guidance should be provided to road users passing through the work zone. Number 4, to provide acceptable levels of operations, routine day and night inspections of temporary traffic control elements should be performed as follows. First and foremost, individuals who are knowledgeable in the principles of proper temporary traffic control should be assigned responsibility for safety in the zone. The most important duty of these individuals should be to check that all devices used in the zones are consistent with the traffic control plan and are effective for motorists, bicyclists, pedestrians, and workers. As the work progresses, temporary traffic controls and/or working conditions should be modified if appropriate to provide mobility and positive guidance to the road users and to provide worker safety. Traffic control zones are constantly changing, and so they should be constantly monitored under varying conditions of road user volumes, light, and weather to check that all applicable traffic control devices are effective, clearly visible, clean, and in compliance with the traffic control plan. Number 5, attention should be given to the maintenance of roadside safety during the life of a temporary traffic control. Accommodate run-off-the-road incidents, disabled vehicles, or emergency situations by providing roadside recovery areas or clear zones where practical. Work equipment, workers' private vehicles, materials, and debris should be stored in such a manner to reduce probability of being impacted by run-off-the-road vehicles. Number 6, each person whose actions affect the safety of the temporary traffic control zone, from the upper level management to the field workers, should receive training appropriate to the job decisions each individual is required to make. And number 7, good public relations should be maintained. Do this by assessing the needs of all road users through advance notice and clearly defined alternative paths. Think about cooperating with various news media to publicize the existence of and the reasons for temporary traffic control zones. Keeping the public well informed and being transparent with them goes a long way. If property owners, residents, or businesses will be affected by the temporary traffic control zone, be sure to work with them and make accommodations when feasible. Also, assess the needs of emergency service providers and making appropriate coordination and accommodations with them. And the needs of operators of commercial vehicles such as buses and large trucks should be assessed and appropriate accommodations made as well. And there you have it, the 7 fundamental principles of temporary traffic control. Sure, temporary traffic control goes much deeper than these 7 principles, and every work zone or incident site will be different, but this is a good baseline to have when putting together your traffic control plan. We hope this video has given you a better understanding of what goes into the process of developing a plan for temporary traffic control, and how these 7 fundamental principles are the foundation for that plan. As I said, there's more to this topic, so of course, I'll be covering it in the next couple of videos, so keep an eye out for that. Would also love to hear from you guys in the comments about what you guys think about this video, and if this information was helpful. It's okay to be brutally honest, I can take it. Be sure to also follow us on all social media platforms to stay updated with our latest safety tips and tricks. And as always, until next time, be safe and thank you.